Hey guys, it's Joshua Reviews, and today is going to be a very special one because we're reviewing another Hulu film. That's right, another Hulu film. So, for those of you who are not aware, Blumhouse decided to do a little thing where they gave, there's this thing called Into the Dark Pictures. And it essentially is like a TV show, except every episode is a full-fledged 1-hour movie. And they release it, and I think there's 2 seasons. I don't think there's been an announcement for a third, or if there'll ever be a third, since it's been like 2 years now and nothing has since come. But, so, that, yeah. Nasty piece of work. So this film caught my eye when I saw the trailer for it. It looked like a mixture between Would You Rather, You're Next, and Ready or Not. During Christmas. Sign me up. That alone was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this 100%. So what's it about? Okay, so there is this big job, this big building. You know, I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not employed yet, so I don't know how a job works. But anyways, they're like, hey, we want a promotion. Well, the boss is basically not giving any of their employees a promotion, not even a Jelly of the Month club. You know, whatever shit that is, I don't know. So he's like, hey, Ted, Gavin, you two argue a lot. You two, you really want a promotion. I can see it in your eyes. How far are you willing to go? He invites them and their wives to his mansion for a little Christmas gathering. And throughout the night, he tests their worth. And people get shot, jokes are said and made, and a lot of chaos ensues. A lot. So, what did I think? Well, I haven't watched Into the Dark other than a few ones. I saw their movie. It was their St. Patrick's Day movie. I forgot what it was called. I saw, Uncanny Annie, and I thought that was good. It's not great, but it's good. It was entertaining. A little bit disappointed on the ending, but it's whatever. I enjoyed it. I saw. Nope, that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously I saw Puka. But this is my 4th film from Into the Dark, and how was it? Well, I gotta say, this was a fun time. This was fun. It's not great by any means, but I had a fun time watching it. This film is funny. It's... You know the movie Tucker and Dale, where the characters are such, they're such big idiots that you just can't, oh my god, they're so stupid. Every character in this film has a reason for getting, this big not even a promotion, this higher, to be in the higher up, They're like, shit, how far are we willing to go? Are we willing to kill someone? Are we willing to, risk a marriage? Are we willing to shoot someone? Are we willing to do this? And we never really know what the threat is. We're just kind of, supposed to tag along with the characters and figure out, what's going to happen. This crazy boss man is basically saying, hey, here's a gun. I'll let you do the work. And of course, as the title suggests, a nasty piece of work. How far are they willing to go to make that cha-ching? And boy, do things get insane. People, by the way, just want to point this out. The guy who plays Gavin is the guy who plays Nick from Shark Night, and I love that man. He is such a... Okay, first of all, everyone does a good job in this film. Everyone is bringing it their all, and I loved every second of these actors. They did such a great job with the chemistry. They were believable in the characters they were playing. They're like such douchebags. They're such douchebags, but in the sense of they're funny douchebags. They're like, oh, I love to hate those guys, but they all have their reasons for being that. And the one guy, the main character, Ted, I liked him despite his flaws. I liked him. He had flaws, but in the end of the day, you know, you could understand why he was doing the things he was willing to do. And even then, he wasn't willing to kill anyone. So he's very, like, you know, optimistic that this whole night, and you wonder, why is he here? And you're like, oh yeah, you know, he's desperate. So, and his wife is, you know, there to support him, and you know, he's willing to, you know, leave with her if she wants to go. And well, some parts, some areas, not so much. But I like that dynamic, and I like the fact that, you know, it's just these two guys who are with their wives, and they're just arguing about this big fucking opportunity of a lifetime, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And it's just so funny because there were so many awkward moments in this film where it's like what the fuck? Like, there's a scene where a kid who's on a wheelchair, who's mentally disabled, you know, he's crippled, he was run over, and I won't spoil what happens, but they bring him out, and they start fucking with him. Like, they start messing with him. They start, like, doing shit to him. They start, like, pouring alcohol on him. They start, like, licking him. And the main characters are just like, what? And the boss is just laughing, you know. This one goes places that I didn't expect it to go, and it gets very crazy really quick. And I loved how insane it was willing to go, because you never know in this film what batshit insane is going to happen. You're left wondering, is this a horror film or is this a comedy? And it's a mixture of both. And even then, I don't really consider this a comedy. I more consider this like a thriller drama. It goes places that I did not think it was willing to go, and I thought it was really funny. This film has a lot of good jokes. There's a part in the movie where, you know, someone says, oh, I ran that person over, and everyone's like, whoa, you ran him over? And he's like, yeah, it was late at night, you know, I couldn't see him. And the one dude, Gavin, literally just says, spoiler alert, by the way, he says, was he wearing a helmet though? And I just bursted out laughing, like, that is the most disrespectful thing you can say, and he just flat out says it because that's his character. He's such a douchebag. And by God, the actor who played him, he's so good. What's his fucking name? I gotta look up his name after this. But he's so good. The guy who played Nick in Shark Night, that's all I know him from. But he was great in this film. Everyone was great in this film. This film was funny. I think in terms of flaws, there's really not that many, since I really enjoyed myself. I think, obviously, it's relatively low budget, other than the scope and scale of the mansion that they're in. It's like you can tell some corners they had to cut to make do with what they had, but they were willing to do it really well. And, you know, for a TV streaming service horror film, it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's one of the better ones I've seen, next to, you know, Uncanny Annie and that other, what I think it was called, one second, I forgot what it's called. It's the St. Patrick's Day one. What is it called? Oh my God, did Hulu just log out on me? It did. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think there's some issues like that where, you know, you can tell the corners they had to cut in order to get what they wanted, but that's whatever, you know, that's filmmaking in a nutshell. I think some other problems is that, you know, there are some times where, you know, the jokes don't land, even though I found at least 80% of the movie funny. When the jokes don't work, they don't work, and you're just kind of left in the awkward silence. But that also helps the film, because there's a lot of awkwardness to this film, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? There were so many times where I scratched my head thinking, am I supposed to laugh at this, or am I just supposed, like, but it's funny. The whole film is like this, and I don't know what it is, but this film just, I had a blast with it. It was fun. It is slow a few parts, because it is mostly just people talking about, you know, how are they going to get this big promotion or whatnot. And, you know, for some people that might be boring, seeing a bunch of douchebags, somewhat douchebags, half and half, you know, try to kill each other, you know, getting this big promotion or whatever. You know, some people might not like that, but I liked it. It was really fun. It reminded me a lot of Tucker and Dale. I'm just going to say it. This movie, it's an A-. I don't give a shit. My review show. Bye.